From Studio A in the Martin Performing Arts Center, this is Wildcats Media News.
Hello and welcome to Wildcats Media News, your campus news source. I'm Mark Klein. First up, before you set the alarm for an 8 a.m. class, know that school will not be in session the first part of next week. In observance of spring holiday, there will be no classes held on Monday and Tuesday. Regular schedules will resume on Wednesday, February 18th. Theater Louisiana College is preparing for its next play, Little Women. It's coming up on February 19th. One of their 8 performances will be something a little bit special. During the show, audiences can enjoy a Victorian tea. TLC's Melody Much says it's just another way they can invite audiences into the life of the Little Women.
Whoever, mothers, daughters, brothers, sisters, anybody who wants to come and enjoy a true, authentic tea time. It's really to bring people into the home of the March family so that you can feel like you're really having tea with the March family that day, and you can sit down and just observe a day in the life of the Marches. That showing will be Saturday the 21st at 10 a.m. You can catch the others on the 19th through the 21st and the 26th through the 28th, those all at 7. There will also be 2 matinee shows on the 22nd and on the 1st of March. It's an honor bestowed each year at LC. Wildcats Media's Al Quartemont has the inside scoop with Chaz Morgan, winner of this year's Smith Scholarship.
The 2015 Smith winner, Mr. Chaz Morgan.
Chaz Morgan, a homeschooled student from Baton Rouge, is the 2015 Smith Scholarship winner at Louisiana College. The Smith Scholarship covers every expense over 4 years, including tuition, housing, and food.
I was really nervous, very nervous. But I was just praying to the Lord to help me and just give me wisdom and guidance, whether I won or not, just to be calm and collected and do my best.
Chaz beat out 13 other students from around the state, all of whom will also get substantial tuition scholarships if they come to LC.
If it didn't happen, then okay, I didn't win it, but that's okay. I'll still have scholarship money here. But I really wanted to win because it would be such an honor to be able to represent the school. And when they said my name, it was just, thank you, Lord.
Chaz is the son of Charles and Carlita Morgan of Baton Rouge. His sister Kaylee is also an LC student, a sophomore majoring in pre-med. Chaz says he wanted to attend Louisiana College since attending state Bible drills there growing up.
Because it's a Christian school, I want to be able to go there to learn a Christian foundation and a Christian basis for my pre-law to then go into the world and be hopefully a judge and be able to stand for Christ in my decisions that I make.
The Smith Scholarship is named for Clyde and Elizabeth Smith. The scholarship began in the 1970s after an endowment donation from Tom and Beverly Durham to honor Miss Durham's mother, Elizabeth Smith. To be invited to compete, a student must have applied for admission to LC and scored a 28 or better on the ACT. The Smith Scholar is chosen by the LC faculty after an interview process that focuses on leadership qualities, Christian character, and academic ability. One other note, Chaz becomes the 5th homeschooled student to win the Smith Scholarship in the last 7 years.
It's the perfect place for me.
Reporting from the 2015 Smith Scholarship Competition at Louisiana College, I'm Al Quartemont.
Chaz plans on majoring in pre-law at LC with goals set to become a judge one day. LC senior Kim Landry is set to graduate in May, and even though she doesn't know what plans the future holds, she does know where she'll be in the fall. Wildcats Media's Emily Lansing headed over to Kavanaugh to find out more.
She is one of the first pre-med students to be accepted into med school this year.
I interviewed at LSU Shreveport, and 2 days later I got a call from Dr. Kennedy, who's the head of admissions at Shreveport, and he told me that I had been accepted.
Her professors say they weren't surprised.
Well, I really enjoyed all of my professors that I have here. Like, all of them have been such a blessing.
When Kimberly Landry walks this spring, it will be with a 4.0 under her belt, a rare feat in itself, and even more rare for a biology and chemistry major.
I've always wanted to be a doctor ever since I was little, and I've done several programs that kind of exposed me to the medical field, and so that kind of led me to choose my major as pre-med in biology and chemistry.
But she's learned that's not the most important thing.
What really matters is doing your best and doing it for the Lord.
She says that's one of the most valuable lessons she'll take with her from LC.
I think that's really going to help me as I go through med school, even though it'll be tough.
Along with enough memories to last a lifetime.
You know, I look back and, you really bond with the people that you're with, and you make really great friends. Even just through studying for all of our classes, you learn a lot about people and you really get close with them, and so I really treasure that.
Landry's future plans include working in pediatrics and serving the Lord wherever He calls her. For Wildcats Media News, I'm Emily Lansing.
Here's what LC Biology Department Coordinator Dr. Wade Warren had to say about Kim. She's a hardworking, extremely gifted student, and the faculty has nothing but praise for her. It's no surprise she got accepted into med school. You didn't need tickets to come to the Carnival at LC. Although there weren't any clowns, Res Life brought a circus to Granbury. There were carnival games, Coke floats, and the most important staple to any fair, funnel cakes.
A lot of different students came, so a lot of different groups, I guess. Everybody's hanging out and enjoying themselves. They seem to be having a really good time.
If you missed out on the fun, don't worry. Res Life is already preparing for a St. Patrick's Day themed event on March 17th. Mardi Gras floats paraded down College Drive for the inaugural Light the Night Parade in Pineville. The city's first attempt at a Mardi Gras parade, the procession featured lit floats and marching bands. It all started down College Drive, made its way onto Main Street, and crossed over the Jackson Street Bridge into Alexandria. It's the first time in more than 100 years a parade has crossed between the two cities.
The neat thing about it is, we're able to do it in conjunction with the Taste of Mardi Gras, the city of Alexandria, the Mardi Gras. Just so many folks have been involved to be able to help us, pull off this event. And then, crossing the Red River into Alexandria, it was time.
It all ended at the Fulton Mini Park in downtown Alexandria and led crowds into the Taste of Mardi Gras fundraiser at the Riverfront Center. Just a few minutes spent on Tuesday could get you a cultural credit and save a life. The LifeShare blood drive took place all day inside the Hickson Student Center. It was a chance to donate blood during what LifeShare claims is a massive shortage. According to members from the group, the goal of the day was 50 donors, and they were well on their way to meeting it.
We're real low on blood right now. So when you tell somebody that, of course, that makes you want to give because you realize, that people need it all day, every day. So it is very important.
If you missed out on the event, you can always stop by to donate at the LifeShare Blood Center in Alexandria on North Mall Drive. Each week, the BCM holds its Radiate service. Wildcats Media's Hannah Fleming was there at the first session to show you the sights and sounds.
Been burdened with the fact that starting with the BCM and myself, we're not going out sharing the goodness of Christ, and so it's my desire this semester to see, if anything, to see that begin to change.
The whole worship service was before Christ, during Christ's life, how he came, and then after, and just how he defeated death. He said it was finished, and it was finished then and there.
He went out, bearing his own cross to the place called the Place of a Skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. There they crucified him, and he with two others on either side of him, and Jesus between them. When Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, "It is finished," and he bowed his head and gave up his spirit.
I feel God pressed me down really hard, and I couldn't stand up. I had to kneel down, and I surrendered everything. I just figured it out. God makes everything.
That is why it depends on faith, in order that the promise may rest on grace.
God really put on my heart that love is a choice. Just as Jesus chose to die on the cross for me and for everyone, that I should choose to love others.
We have been given a great burden, a great message. We cannot hold it inside.
He gave so much more. Jesus gave his life. He gave love. He gave everything to lay down for you. Someone so perfect and so pure gave it all for you. And you're here. You need to worship God with everything that you have. And all he wants is just your affection. That's all he asked for you. He did everything. All you have to do is serve him.
unlike some traditional disciplines within the collegiate community, media is ever-changing, and so we feel it's important to provide students with a diverse skill set. And so not only do they learn traditional aspects of, for example, print journalism and broadcasting, but they also learn cutting-edge skills in new media, in online and web production, both in design and film production.
Well, it's great because you get to work on all sides of the camera, whether it's journalism, public relations, or media production. It's really a great program to be a part of.
Well, I think we really do offer a twofold approach to learning. We certainly have the practical side. Some of our courses, more in the journalism or the broadcast media, really concentrate more on hands-on type learning and what skills you're going to need to work in the convergence media world. But then also we offer more of the academic side of things, or even the theoretical, with Dr. Thornton, and so that kind of gives us more of a broad-based and complete approach to education.
Now, what really sets this program apart from others is you're not just reading books and doing essays about a story, you're doing hands-on things like going out and shooting the story and reporting the story. So it really helps you get acclimated to the real world.
And you have professors who take time out of their day to show you how to do things, and so not only are you getting that hands-on experience, you're also having the personal approach to education that the professors provide.
Well, unlike a lot of colleges, at Louisiana College, a student can get the opportunity to jump in and do what they love to do or what they want to do right off the bat.
So what is convergence media? In an ever-changing media environment, it's important that programs change with it. But one thing that never changes from our perspective is that students always remain a name, not a number.
We leave you now with a love story that reminds us you're only as old as you feel. For a couple here in Senlot, following their hearts and trusting in God helped lead them to happiness together. After the stress of planning the big day is over, it's been said there's nothing happier than a bride on her wedding day.
Go into the chapel and we're gonna get married.
And even though
this is not your average wedding day,
this not-so-average bride can't help but dance down the aisle.
It means a new beginning. I've been a widow for 6 years. It's very lonely. I told God I was tired of being alone, and I would like to have someone to love and someone to love me.
Darlene is a professional storyteller who loves to encourage others to share her craft.
Everybody is a storyteller. Everybody has a story to tell.
Now, this storyteller is opening up a new chapter in her life with her new husband, Edward Wolf.
you told me early on, this is a great relationship. My Darlene loves to talk a lot and tell stories, and I love to keep my mouth shut and listen.
At 71 and 83, the bride and groom are excited to live their lives with an important motto.
Stay young at heart. Stay young at heart. If you're young at heart, opportunities are going to come to you.
Congratulations. Now she's found happiness again. It's good to see. Leaves their hope for the rest of us.
And on their wedding day, they're not described as 71 and 83. They're simply...
You're 22 with over 60 years of experience.
Which is why we're excited to introduce to you two young lovebirds.
You now may kiss.
I introduce to you, Mr. and Mrs. Edward Wolf.
We want to give a shout out to our Lady Wildcat basketball team for taking down the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets on Thursday, bringing on the Payne with a final score of 74-52. Our very own Wildcats Media's Carolyn Thornton, who usually does sports for us, was busy on the court this week, but don't worry, she'll be back behind the desk very soon. That wraps up this week's Wildcats Media News. For more campus news and updates, visit our website, wildcatsmedia.com. I'm Mark Klein. I'll see you later.